Okay, there we go. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the G-Lew Show, episode number 3 of the new series, Changing the Game, with me, G-Lew, and my beautiful co-host Deandra Chanel. We got a very special guest tonight. He's gonna be here in 1 minute, but before we do that, let me do this right here, and we'll be right back.
Ain't no stopping us now, we back cracking. On the move, trying to prove that we still active. We spent years turning plays into action. Now we sit back and watch it all happen. I do reality rap, ain't no capping. So if you ain't hearing from me, it never happened. Nowadays these half-ass rappers is only a fraction. Since they like to mumble they rhymes, they close captions. I keep my shit original, ain't no clashing. Stay fly, I don't need no stylist for the fashion. Everlasting, sipping thug passion. Looking for a lady I can settle down and crash with. I don't carry the cash, I use plastic. Keep my shit in liquid so the equity of masses. 25-8, means I'm never missing classes. You haters can't picture me rolling, you need glasses. Greatest of all time, similar to Cassius. Daddy in my life, but I still was a pastor.
Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move.
Okay. With a brand new part of the game, we had.
Yep. Welcome everyone to the show. Once again, I am G-Lew, and that is Deandra Chanel. We are back. This is Changing the Game. Good evening, Deandra. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
Good. I'm good. Ready for this great show. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait. Like, it's finally here. Episode 3. We are back. Tell them what we got going on tonight.
So tonight we are going to interview this amazing gentleman by the name of Mike, and he is the owner of OG Family, like one of the bigger streetwear brands. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this is his merch for females, and it's really hard to find streetwear brands that can master the female look, which I absolutely love. I think that this, like his streetwear line for men and women, is dope as shit. But I absolutely love his female line. Love it.
I agree. The female line is dope. Like, I was checking this.
Yeah.
I really like the females. They look buying that. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not a hat person at all, but his bucket hats are super dope.
Yes, whole get down, like everything you got on right now is all OG Family, and it's all dope. You know what I mean? It looks real good on a female. So, dudes, you can buy this for your lady. You know what I mean? You can buy this for your lady and have your lady looking fly. You know what I mean? Well, we're gonna talk about it tonight. I guess without any further ado, want to welcome our guest.
What's up, Mike?
There he is.
Yo. How are you?
Cool.
What up, homie? How you doing?
Hey, good, and you?
Good. Go ahead and introduce yourself, homie.
What's up? My name is Mike. Just like you guys said, I don't know. I'm here at work. OG Family.
OG Family.
So tell us who Mike is, for those of us who don't know.
That's a tough question. But no, basically, I'm just a guy that's been in the industry for about, I would say about 23, 24 years. I know a lot of people. I just don't really show my face a lot. But I probably work with 90% of the street brands and tattoo artists. Like, a lot of people come to me for like work, t-shirts, designs, things like that. So I've been around a while, you know. But like I said, I just don't really show my face. I'm barely starting to this year. So people are barely starting to know who I am. But for a long time, I've been locked away working. So that's what I do.
So did you start as a printing company first?
Yeah, so I started as a printing company back in 2000. I've just been printing shirts, designing shirts. At that time, I was making party flyers and doing promotions and stuff, things like that. Because I was going to Cal State, so I was just mixed in with a lot of people doing a lot of different things.
So, what are some of the street brands that you worked with, or is it just street brands, or just are all kinds of brands in general?
Yeah, all kinds of brands. Well, we have a team here, so it's like me, my brother. We have some printers. So it's just a lot of us. And I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of brands. Let me see. Well, right now I was just working with 27 Junkies. He was just here right now. Um, I
Oh,
was
first rock.
Loyalty Inc. earlier. Just a lot of different people. There's a lot to name, but those are just at the top of my head because I was working with them earlier today. But
So, who are some of the street brands that you're most proudest of, like printing for?
uh, well, that's one of them. I like 27 because he's my friend, not just not just a client. Because sometimes people are just clients or customers, but then sometimes
That's the dude that be dancing, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah,
who we had here like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But sometimes people are actually like they come and chill here and we drink a beer or something or hang out. So things like that. It's not just always about work. So people like that are cool.
So, tell me about how you decided to start OG Family.
So the reason why I started is because so it was I would say maybe like 2005. We were printing shirts, me and my brother, and he started a brand actually. He's younger than me, so but he started a brand called LA. But we live in San Bernardino, so I was like, I don't know if LA is gonna work. So so I kind of was like, well, let's make something else. We had a guy that was working for us, and the three of us came up with a brand called Rebels Crew. So we were printing a brand called Rebels Crew for a while. And then in the mix of Rebels Crew, we started OG Family. This was back in like 2008, I would say. And we were pushing them both at the swap meet. I was like at the swap meet Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just selling shirts. And then we kind of broke up the Rebels Crew, which I mean, it's coming back pretty soon, but it's been broke up since maybe 2015, 2016, because we started going more full force with OG. So,
Oh, that's cool. Shout out to my babies for watching. I let them watch from the living room so that I love you mom came from one of my boo boos. um, so there's something I actually want to ask you about. Where did you come up with the idea for the logo? Because it's a pretty dope logo. I like it a lot.
my brother actually made that logo. So my brother, he's a big part of the company. He's actually the owner of Originals magazine. Uh,
For real?
so, yeah,
Yeah, I
so
didn't know that.
yeah, but he's So when we first started, me and him were both printing and designing, and I was like, you know what? Why don't you stick to designing and I'll print? And that's how it's been for the past 20 plus years. And he got really, really good at designing, and he designs for a lot of people. And I just be printing for a lot of people. I mean, I still know how to design. Like from OG, I probably do about 20% of the designs, but he does about 80% of them. So,
All right.
but but yeah, actually, I can't answer that question because he's the one that actually made the logo. So,
Got you. Well, I'm
but
gonna hand it over to you, G-Lew.
I want to ask you, man, who inspired you guys to get to I mean, to really to do the clothing, like really go hard with it and serious about it, like maybe besides just doing a few shirts, like what inspired you to go really hard with it?
I would say just my personality. But when I was in high school, I was the type of dude that had to have the freshest shoes or the freshest shirt.
Right.
And there were like people, there were shirts that I was like, I wish they made this shirt, and nobody would make it. So we started drawing shirts with Sharpies and stuff like that, wearing them to school. And then when I got out, I pretty much bought the machine, and we just started growing from there. And it's just, I don't know. I guess it's just what we like doing.
Right. That's dope. That's dope. How would you say the clothing industry has changed over the years for you, for good or for bad? Like since you've gotten started and doing it before, everything how it is now, like internet online or all this stuff when it was, I'm sure, more hand to hand and things of that nature? What do you think has changed about the industry, good or bad?
Uh, right now, I would say it's going good, but like so when we started in 2008, you have to be
I think we lost him. He's still there.
Should be back on in a sec.
What's up, everyone out there in the chat? Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. Any questions you have for the homie Mike, OG family, please drop it in the comment box and we will ask them for you.
Oh, he may have to come back in. We lost him.
Yeah, there he is. Okay.
but what was that I was talking about? Oh yeah, so back in 2008 when we started the brand, brands like Famous, Tribal, those kind of brands were like big at the time,
Right.
and those were the brands that like we kind of like, you know, I would say look up to, uh, and and we were starting around that time, and those brands to me were like, oh dang, you know, how could I get there one day?
Right.
And it turns out, you know, my brother actually ended up becoming a designer for Famous, and then we just kept growing. Me and him just kept pushing and pushing. And like I said, we've just been hungry for it. Like swap meets, whatever it takes. Car shows. It just kept going. And now it's like everything happens in a trend. So like I'll say, when we first started, everybody wanted a clothing brand, and then around 2008, 2010, it kind of died out. And then back again in like 2015, people wanted a clothing brand again. And right now, I feel like nobody wants a clothing brand anymore. Everybody wants to be a tattoo artist or a barber, or now they want to be actors. So, you know, everything just changes.
Right. Right. Wow. Do you guys have like but like you said, it's good, and you have so many other avenues I'm sure you could tap into now. Do you have any goals, aspirations for your company to be maybe in a certain place or store eventually, or do you plan to just do what you do and keep it independent, or you know, what are your plans for the clothing online?
So right now, I'm actually debating if I'm gonna go a clothing line full time, um, because I still do t-shirts as a service for other people. Um, but the brand keeps us so busy that I'm getting ready to make that jump to like, let's just do the brand full time, you know.
Right.
And if we do that, I don't know, sky's the limit on that, you know. Like whatever it is, whatever, you know, we got to make that as big as possible.
Right.
So,
That's a great thing because that goes to show that obviously the brand is doing so good that you're debating whether you want to go in full time or not. Good for
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Real quick, before you continue, Lena was asking if this is from your brand, the top and the hat. Lena, it is from his brand. Isn't it the cutest thing ever? I absolutely love it. Speaking of which, I have a question for you. Who came up with this particular design? The shirt.
Same. So the way it works is like me and my brother will sit in the room together, and I'll just come up with a bunch of concepts, and I'll be like, "What about this? What about this? What about this?" And he's like, "Okay, I got an idea for that." And then I'll be like, "Well, what if we did it like this?" And then he'll tell me, you know, we'll just bounce off of each other. Like, "What about this way? What about this way?" So that's basically how a lot of the designs that we do, that's how they're created. It's just basically me and him in the room, maybe drinking a beer and playing on the internet, researching like what's gonna come up next. But most of the time, I have like a list of phrases or sayings or things that are trending on the internet, and you know, and I just try to link things together, like things that are trending compared to like things that I grew up with that might fit together. You know what I'm saying?
The cool thing about brands sometimes is sometimes they don't know who they hit when they do a particular design, right? So this particular one, the reason that I ordered this one from you was because the the words on the shirt say happy filling in the air. and the it's a lyric from a Frankie Beverly and Mace song.
Yeah.
And for me, this hit home for me because I had like a past love that I was like super in love with, and he struggles a lot with depression. And this particular song, he said, is what would get him through that. So I thought it was like pretty dope that like you came up with this design. Like it kind of like hit home for me. So thank you for that. That was pretty dope.
Oh yeah. No, no problem. And that's actually so now that I remember sitting. I was actually selling fireworks for a fundraiser at a booth, and I was just listening to music because I listen to a lot of music, and that song happened to come out, and I was just like, you know what, like I think that might work. And plus, like I've been hearing a lot of people right now are into like microdosing and stuff, so I was like, you know what, this song kind of goes with what's happening. So that's kind of the reason why too that we came up with that concept.
No, that was actually pretty dope. Like I when I saw it, I was like, oh, I need to have that. Like it's a beautiful memory for me.
That's cool.
So
Hey, who? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go, Gino, you're good.
I'm saying, who are some of the people that you work with, far as like people to model the clothing? You know what I mean? People to represent and sponsor. Rappers or whoever like that's wore it. People that we would know, or people that would want to know.
I'm not even sure. I've actually
Not a
only
people.
recently been doing photo shoots this past year because, like I said, I've been locked away. Like I just work. Like I put all my focus into work, and I'm kind of just locked in the shop like 15, 18 hours a day. But I see like what happened was I see a lot of brands. They do a lot of photo shoots, but they don't sell a lot of merch. And I was
Hmm.
like,
Right,
well, how come I'm not doing photo shoots? Like their followers are going up, and I'm like, I'm doing the opposite. Like our stuff is in the store, but we don't have any photo shoots. And so
right,
recently, like, so that's been my goal for this past year was to up the photo shoots, and we were knocking out like 2, 3 photo shoots a month. I would say, some of the photographers I worked with was Prosper, and my boy Exposure. Um, and, and they kind of bring the models sometimes. Sometimes models hit me up, but for the most part, it's just kind of a collab. Whoever wants to come along. Of course, I do reach out to people, but sometimes they just ignore me, which is cool. I mean, I get it. Like maybe they didn't even see the message sometimes, but
right, right,
I mean, I'm not mad. It is what it is. Because sometimes I don't see people's messages either.
right.
I mean, because you
But
can
you know how
look at
they
it,
when you blow up though, they're coming back.
you know, because Exposure has some dope work. I've seen his stuff. His stuff is amazing. But that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Those models. Um, the models that you pick, everything. I have not seen an ugly model yet. Not on your photo shoots. And I know that recently you worked with like one of the bigger models, Miss Rose LA.
Uh huh.
Yeah, she. Have you seen her work, Gilu?
Oh no, I haven't.
Miss Rose LA knocks it out every single time. That girl, she's gorgeous and she does real good work. Like you don't have to tell her anything when it comes to her modeling skill.
Yeah, no, she was. I was trying to get her to for for the brand, and it took me a little while because she's pretty high priced. so,
Yeah.
but we came to an agreement which worked out, and so it was cool. And and sometimes like there's models that want to charge a lot, and then they don't even repost or nothing, and but she reposted it, and she tagged me, and which was cool, which was I felt like okay, it was worth it, because like I said, there's models who are like, oh yeah, and then they don't tag you, they don't do nothing, they're just like, all right, where's my money, and I'm out.
Mhm.
But but yeah, no, she knocked it out the park.
Hey, who? How did you guys even come up like with who the women's line? Because we were talking about that earlier. Even like the fit she has on is just dope. Like I like how the women's line is pretty dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing about women's brands are with streetwear in general. A lot of times the girls have to take a t-shirt and cut it up because they don't dedicate, a portion of the women's brand to us. And then what happens is, if they do, it's a V-neck here, a tank top here, nothing like super cute.
Right.
Well, yeah, no.
Nailed it.
The reason why we got into women's is because so I did like an analytics on my website, and I found out that the majority of people going to my site was women. But yeah, I had nothing for them to buy, so that's why we started making them. But it's just really hard to sell to women. Like you said, it is a challenge. One, because it's like okay, you have to figure out what they like. Uh, Second of all, the blank garments actually cost more than the men's blank garments, but the retail price on women's is less expensive than the men's. So it's very difficult. Sometimes you gotta just make like $3-4 off of them, But as long as you keep pushing them, keep promoting them, because women are not used to paying high price. Like a men's shirt is like $40, but a women's shirt, if you pass 20, it's like, what's an expensive shirt,
Right.
So you got to kind of stay within the $15-20 range. Even that's a lot, but so that's a struggle.
Do not let that discourage you, because women, if they see something they like, a lot of times price does not matter.
That's good to know.
Yeah, because me, like, I would have paid a good amount of money for this. I think to finally have a street brand, because the only other street brand that I know that is good with working with women is a women's streetwear brand, Bella Doña.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, it's not like sexy, and that's what I like. Like it's like the t-shirts and stuff like that. Like for the street girl who just wants to be comfortable. This here is like super sexy. It could be something that you wear to like a concert or whatever, and you'll feel good in it. So good job on that, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So they'll pay for that, homie.
Telling you.
Yeah, no, I see it. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
got
yeah.
the website up here now. Let me post that website again, people. Everything's at the website, right? Mike.
Yeah, I took a lot of the women's streetwear off on the website for right now because it was the holidays. So during the holidays, I get like so busy that if I run out of a product, like because I'm not consistently printing the women's at the moment, so I don't want to have them ordering and then it's like, oh, I didn't ship it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. You got to get on deck with the women's, doggy. That's gonna be your number one customer in a minute.
No, I agree.
And you said that with the analytics, majority of the people that go on your website is women, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I start a little bit more towards that way. That's for sure. So is there any like street brands that you aspired to be like when you first started this, or even now? Is there any street brands that inspire you to kind of push your way to the top a little bit more?
So at the time, my goal only was to go head to head with Streetwise, and actually that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, I forgot about them.
And so now I'm like, okay, I reached that goal. So now I'm like, okay, now I just want to become a household name, like like Vans or somebody. I mean, like where you just know the brand and you've seen it, and it's just there. Even if it's not the most popular, it's just there, and you know about it. So that's the next goal, probably, I would say.
Have you considered collabs or consigning for your brand?
Yeah, collabs. I do collabs all the time. So that of course. But consignment, not really.
I mean, something to consider, especially with like the bigger brands, maybe with like Vans or something like that. Pro Club,
yeah. They've been doing a lot of collabs lately. Pro Club, Shaka Wears, different people I've been seeing.
Yeah, and all of our shirts are printed on Shaka actually.
Oh
Um,
wow,
yeah, so it's just but they never got at me, so I mean,
they will.
but like I said, sometimes I'm just focused on what I'm doing. Like if nobody wants to work, that's fine with me. I'm gonna keep working. So
That's what you got to keep doing, though. Just keep doing your thing, and they're gonna catch up eventually. You know what I mean? They're just gonna catch up to you, homie. You know, all that's gonna happen.
I'm hoping.
So as far as like pop-ups and like any events that you work, is there anything that you have upcoming?
Yeah. So usually so I used to do a lot of little shows. But now I've been only doing the bigger shows. Like the Lowrider tour, um, and Love for the Streets and things like that. But I think my goal for this upcoming year is I want to get into the tattoo industry. Only because I see Solon is the only one in there, and nobody's giving them any competition. So I kind of want to go in there and shake things up a little. That's my goal.
Going in the tattoo industry to for what specific reason?
Sell shirts.
Oh, to sell shirts. All right.
It's kind of a different crowd. I mean, for the most part, a few people are the same, but there's different people mixed in there that maybe it could open up to a new market or something. But
I
I said, like in the lowrider scene, you have guys. Where in the tattoo scene, you have Solon, and so I feel like I'm not tapping into the tattoo industry, so I need to move that way a little bit.
you never know. You could probably take it over.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, I don't like to say that, but that's the plan.
Hey, how do you see like the market of clothing? Like you said, it's a lot of different clothing line, a lot of clothes out there. Some come, some go, some ups and downs. How do you rate like the clothing market? Like how does it go? Is it always pretty steady, or do you see it go up and down, or from what you see?
From what I see, everything is always a trend. You just gotta follow the trends. And usually I can see trends coming from like 2 3 years off. Like okay, everybody's starting to move in this direction.
Right.
So then I start moving in that direction little by little. Um, but that's pretty much it. Um, like right now, everybody's into '90s. That's why I push '90s style a lot. It'll probably be here for another 3 4 years until everybody, maybe even less, till everybody starts going to that 2000s look, which like where Echo was doing and G Unit, kind of that look. I'll probably come out next. But yeah, you just gotta follow the trends.
That's
As
what's
a creative, that's extremely important. Like when you have that eye for creativity, you're always gonna know what the trend is before most people do.
back.
Yeah, all my line. I don't even know if I want to say it.
Just
I'll just
say
say it.
it. Go ahead and go
Yeah,
if you want to.
because I believe in like
Please,
even if
please.
you still got to push harder than me. Um, but like all the next line for 2024 is gonna be all graffiti based style, because that's what's coming in next. Like graffiti style.
Yeah,
So a lot of my stuff is going towards that for the next year coming up.
that's dope.
But yeah, I just didn't. I don't know because if anybody's listening, they'll be like, "Oh, I need to do graffiti stuff,"
That mess
but
already out there, so they already know that it's
you
coming.
gotta sell more than me.
Um, what challenges have you faced over the years when it comes to your brand? Like, have you had a lot of like ups and downs with it? Like, do you find where you've gone through like dry spells throughout the years?
No, like not necessarily dry spells, but it's more like it's not easy. A lot of people think it's easy. It's easy, but it's a lot of work for a little bit of money. But that's the trick. You have to find out how to be faster and faster and faster and faster so that you can make the money.
Yeah.
But the lower you are, the less you make. But sometimes you can only work, even if you're maxed out, you can only work to a certain amount. You can only produce a certain amount. So I guess that's the only problem that I have is figuring out how to be faster.
Um, do you have a team that works with you aside from your brothers, or just you and him?
No, it's my brother. And we have about 3 workers here.
Okay.
But it's only 5 of us.
I mean, it's still a good team nonetheless.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's just sometimes, like I get emails like, how come you haven't shipped it out? But at the end of the day, I'm answering the phone, I'm answering emails, I'm packaging stuff, I'm printing, I'm designing, I'm doing trade shows. So like, I try to move as quick as I can. Like I said, that's my problem. Sometimes I'm just too slow. Even though I might work 15, 20 hours a day, I'm still too slow sometimes. So
Yeah.
that's been the challenge, is just trying to figure out how to be faster.
Yeah, you might have to add to the team a little bit more.
Yeah, that's difficult though.
Yeah, no, I feel that. That's for sure. Because
Especially,
with that team comes money.
yeah, that's what I said. Especially
The
economy.
financial part.
Hey, do you embrace the new market for the new wave, far as like the online stuff? Because now you get way more, people from everywhere, and of course more customers and things. But it could be a high demand. I don't know. Do you welcome and like the new way of things are going, far as online, pretty much?
Oh yeah,
Or do you
no,
prefer the old
definitely.
way?
So like prior to 2020, I wasn't really using it. I had the site up and I was making a sale here or there.
Right,
As soon as 2020 hit, the online sales just shot up because nobody was going anywhere, so they were
right,
just ordering online. And from there, I just kind of kept it going, and that's another reason why I got into photo shoots, because I was like, well, if people are buying online, it's kind of like, because I was doing, like I said, I was going to swap meets and I was selling, but I was like, why am I going to swap meets? Because I was averaging like maybe 30 shirts a night at the swap meet, right? So I was like, if I could push 30 shirts a week on the website, I don't have to go to the swap meet. So it's
right.
kind of, I was like, maybe I need to push these numbers up. So that's why another reason why I do photo shoots, because the photo shoots help promote people to go to the website and purchase. So like this year, the online sales shot up because I was doing more photo shoots. And so it worked. So yeah, so now it's just about, now I'm like trying to do videos and stuff, whatever it takes, to get people to the page, to go to the site, and wear the shirts.
Do you get out to like some of the shows, the fashion show, like not the fashion show, but the like the Vegas thing, the things they do where everyone goes out with their clothes. I forgot what it's called.
Agenda, Magic.
Yeah,
Magic.
magic stuff. Yeah, magic.
Yeah, well, I've been to those shows, but I haven't ever had a booth there. It's a $10,000 ticket. So that's kind of the reason why I've never had the booth there. But I plan to go. Hopefully maybe next year's the year I can go. I'm not sure, but I do plan to attend soon. I've been there as a spectator, so I know what it's about. I've been there actually a couple of times, but never as like selling my product.
So
Yeah,
is it
I have
worth? Do you think it's worth the 10,000?
one of my
I'm sorry,
goals.
Deandra.
No, I do. It is, because you don't. But then again, see, all right, this is my thing. I do a lot of shows and events, and I see people sit behind their table, right? They don't talk to anybody. They just expect their product to sell. But
Right,
like with me, I don't even take a chair. Like I'm just like, all right, I'm on my feet. I'm giving everybody a flyer, a sticker. How's your day? How you doing? How you guys enjoying the show? And I see it the same way. If I'm gonna go to agenda, I'm gonna talk to everybody that comes across my way,
right.
um, because they're all potential customers, and these people are gonna order in the thousands. So it's like, so definitely it's worth the money. It's just getting there is the hard part.
Yeah, that's the thing with Magic. A lot of people don't know that Magic is a wholesale. It's a wholesale event.
Yeah,
So that ticket is so big because you're selling in spurts. So there has to
Right,
be like a minimum order of like maybe like 20 packs or something like that, whatever it is that you have, in order to be able to make it worth it to be there.
right.
yeah,
And it's about the network. I see, pretty much, right? Too.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for from wholesalers to retailers.
Right. Got you.
So just for anybody who is starting a brand or a boutique or something like that, like magic is good to kind of get started, just to kind of see um like the brands that you want to go with, and the type of style that you want, because they have everything there. They have street, they have like women's, men, and it's not just in Vegas, it's in Miami. I think may have another one in New York, if I'm not mistaken, because I get like emails from them too. So like you can start off anywhere, because a lot of times what people don't know is that when it comes to fashion, even though New York is like a big staple, LA is the way to go when you want to start your business, because all of the wholesalers are here. So that for any future entrepreneurs, like if they're thinking about going out of state, I would stay here.
No, yeah, definitely.
So what do you think the future could like you said, you see what you have coming for 2024? What made you think, or how do you know, or even like you say, to invest or go that route to know that's the new look? Like you said with the graffiti thing, is that something you're trying out, or like this is what's going on?
Oh no, that's what's going on. It's just one of those. I'll put it to you like this. So like, I always give this kind of like analogy, like so like in the movies, like for example, Transformers and Ninja Turtles, right?
Right.
Like clothing kind of works the same way. So like I grew up on Ninja Turtles and Transformers. So when the movie dropped, I was told my kids, definitely we're gonna go see that, and I'm already pushing for it, and I know they're gonna like it, and because they flipped it, it's gonna work. So it's kind of the same with clothing brands. Like it's because you got to look at it like this: like your kids grew up to everything that you like, so in a sense they like it too, even though they don't know they like it. They like it. So when you create something, um, they're gonna like it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like it's just a cycle. Like everything repeats itself every 20, 30 years. That's why, like, if you look at the 70s, the people in the 90s were dressing similar to the 70s. The people in the 40s were dressing similar to the people in the 70s, and so on and so forth. So right now we reached that point again where everybody wants to look like the 90s.
Yeah.
So it just rotates every decade. It rotates. So
What did you think about the whole skinny jean era thing and the tight thing? How did you
I
feel with
mean,
that?
it wasn't my style, but I mean, I get it. Like I said, it's from the 80s. That's how they were.
So
So,
how did you deal with that, keeping up the street, what you sell, opposed to folding to the skinny jean guys?
well, that's why at that time I was marketing to people my age. So
Okay.
I was tackling, I was getting those guys that are like 30, 40 years old.
Right.
So now actually I'm marketing more to kids right now. Like I'm trying to go after 13, 14-year olds. That's why they're gonna like the graffiti. The older dudes are still gonna like it, but the kids right now they're really on it. So
Right. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, we never thought we'd see the day that they'd be bringing back the pictures with the backgrounds on it. That 1 hour photo style.
yeah.
So it appears like in the fashion industry, I understand what he's trying to say. So those parents are now raising those kids, and those kids are starting to emulate their parents. So that was gonna come right back around again.
Yeah, exactly.
When
And
you're
I'm
a kid, you
like
gotta be mindful of that.
yeah, and to me I'm just a product of the 90s, so it's like, all right, I know what I grew up with, so I'm just gonna promote the same thing. I'm gonna push it, and it's gonna work because, like you said, like those kids were all raised by people similar to me, so
Mhm.
they've seen it already. In other words,
And the good part with that, especially with this brand, you have a lot of like brands that are of a younger generation that try to come in and emulate that style, but they didn't grow up in it, so they don't know. That's why they fail, because they don't
yeah.
know exactly what to put out. Like, for
Oh
example,
man,
you like the pictures that we were talking about, the 1 hour
did
photo,
it freeze up?
the backgrounds. No,
No, we're good. We see you fine.
oh no, he did.
Oh, he froze up.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for him to come back in, um,
Go ahead.
you could tell that it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like those backdrops are not the same. It appears very knockoff as opposed to what it was in the past, where it felt authentic. It looked authentic. You know what I mean?
Right. I want to ask you, since you're a designer, stylist, how does things fluctuate as far as styles? Like we're talking about how things go, like far as men, like how we dress in the '90s and how I talk about the skinny jean era and all that, the skinny jean dudes. How does it go for the women? Does it change a lot? Do styles come back around, or does it like? How does that work for women? And we got Mike back.
Well, the thing is with women, it's hard for me to say because now with that whole Fashion Nova era, like when Fashion Nova first started,
You got
I remember Fashion Nova when I was in high school,
right.
and I liked them because they were different. And then they innovated the high waisted jean for the girls with the big butts. That's what I liked about them. That's how they got famous.
Right. What up, Sleepy?
But as time went on, they started to become real basic, and boring for me. Everybody else seemed to like it, and then the marketing strategy that they had was getting the street celebrities, will say like the Amber Roses and like the rappers' girlfriends and stuff like that. Like it changed the trajectory, but now it seems like everybody's trying to become a little more glam than they were before. Like we're coming into a time where glam is the thing. And I remember back then when Fashion Nova was starting it and they were basic, I was losing money left and right because I was a glam girl from the beginning.
Oh,
I was
what up?
losing money left and right. Like I did good for the first like 3 years. Like my product was moving like crazy. And then once Fashion Emma came about and they started doing like the stretch shorts and like just athleisure, we'll call it. That's what it's supposed to be called. I started to lose money because nobody was dressing up anymore. Nobody wanted to go out. Nobody wanted to dress like feminine anymore. But now that they're bringing it back, it's a combination of things. It's the street with the glam, which I find interesting. So for women, at least right now,
Yeah.
That Fashion Nova thing still popping like that? I don't see it like I used to, or maybe I don't know.
it is.
Okay.
What,
Enough of that then. Okay.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it is.
I don't know. Hey, she don't like them. I know that she don't like them. All right, we got the homie Mike back, OG family up in here, man. So what can we expect now coming up for OG family for people? Because like you said, the website is up, but some of the women's stuff ain't up there. So I take it you're getting ready to refresh it and bring some new stuff to the site. Like what can we expect coming out for 2024? You know what I mean? Only a couple weeks left, week or so. I don't know. What do we got in 2024, bro?
I've already got like 10 designs ready to drop. I just haven't put them out yet. So they'll be dropping soon. But yeah, just more photo shoots. See, so like that was one of my big things too. Like I was like really big on like how the models dress. I'm like, nah, you gotta wear this. Like I was in communication with them, like, and I would send them pictures of like how I wanted them to look, because for a while a lot of them kept showing up with khakis on, and I'm like, nah, why are you wearing khakis? But I get it. Like at the time before I started, like everybody was into that FB County look where they were wearing khakis, like two tops. But I didn't want that look for my brand. Like I wanted more of a 90s, like early 90s, late 80s kind of look. So that's what I went after, like and I would tell them like, hey, you gotta dress like this, you gotta wear this, you gotta wear this. It took a little while, and then after they understood, and the more photo shoots we did, then it made it easier. Then I didn't have to say anything anymore. It was just like, okay, I know what they like. So just pushing more of that, that look, that 90s look still. I'll probably be pushing it for a little while longer. Like I said, the graffiti's coming in, so it goes with that. But yeah.
But even when you change up, like even when you change up, we could still expect. I'm sure you still have like certain ones that are always there, like certain whatever. You know what I mean? From whatever from that
a particular
yeah,
like
style.
your go-to design that's always going to circulate.
A signature one that you always have.
Yeah, I mean there is. The stores keep buying them, which is cool, but I'm trying to move like a bigger brand where like I'm gonna drop 10, and the season's over. We're gonna drop another 10. You didn't get those, like it's too late, Like I'm trying to get to that point
Exclusivity.
because there's like
Get it? But you're
Limited.
gonna have, but you're gonna have some people that just like a certain one though that they're always gonna want. Sometimes it's just like that, bro. You know how it is.
I agree, but at the same time, like see, that's how brands go down because they're not keeping up with the trend. So like for example, there's shirts that I have that are out that I don't like. I'm like I don't like it. I mean, people are buying it, cool, but I already like I did that shirt like 10 years ago. Like, you know, it doesn't look cool anymore. But
Thank you, Jen.
I don't
But
know.
sometimes though, you can't be sometimes though, bro, you can't be personal though. It ain't about you all the time, Big Mike. You know that, right? When you're dealing with all these people, man. I'm just keeping it real, my boy.
No,
I'm
I
the
know.
same way too. I'm stubborn, but it ain't about me all the time.
But
I get what he's trying to say. There will always be, every brand will always have that one specific design that everybody will always go back to. Every brand. Like when I started my brand, I had this V-neck t-shirt that had my lip print on it that people absolutely love, and I will always keep that shirt in circulation. But
No,
that doesn't mean that the new stuff is going to be ignored. It's just you have it there on the
You have it
website
there,
just
exactly.
in case people want to go back to it, or if let's just say
Just keep a few laying around.
or they lost it or something like that, and that was one of their favorite shirts. You will always have that there in order for them to go back and get it. That's
Right.
what keeps your customer loyal sometimes.
no, I agree, but I don't know. But then at the same time, we're like, nah, this
Just-
brand ain't cool. Like they
just
still
keep a-
putting out.
But just keep a few. But what I'm saying, at least just keep a few laying around at all times. Keep a few
No,
laying
yeah.
around. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, that's why. So another thing I plan to do is mess more with the logo. So I'll probably do more
There you
designs.
go.
So that way, yeah, it'll be more like
That's what'll do it. That's what's
Yeah.
gonna make your brand. You know what I mean? That's gonna be it right there. Change the game, homie. Change the game. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I understand what you guys are saying. But yeah, no, that's the plan. Maybe more logo designs would work.
Facts.
I mean, it's always nice to be different, but like I said, your marketing strategy, like the models you're picking, the photo shoots you're doing are dope as hell. Like it appears to be catching a lot of attention because I know it caught mine.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
That ladies line is dope, homie. I'm telling you.
Honestly,
One.
I'm to be real with you, I feel like that's what's gonna take it to the top even more.
Cool. Thanks. No, yeah, no.
No, you make it to a point where that's all you do.
The women spend the money, my boy.
Absolutely.
No, I agree. I know.
That's with music too. The women are the ones that spend the money, man.
Hmm.
I
No,
mean, besides the homie's gonna want their signature. See, like I'm gonna want a certain. I already know a shirt I want from you, the original, the one that says original on that. I like that one. You know, but
That's
certain.
the one I would keep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
would
need.
because it's very, or even like just the OG overall.
Yeah,
Like that's what we mean when we say like there should be a certain style that you keep, and I feel that one and just like an OG one would be good.
Cool.
facts. Gotta hook up and do that. I'm gonna definitely get all the OG and original shit because my label, I have a label. It's called OG Music, Original Music Group. So that's like even when I heard your thing, I'm like, wow, bro. So I'm definitely gonna connect with you.
Cool. Yeah, no, sounds cool.
Anybody out there with any questions for Mike, let us know. Put it in the comment box, or you can join us live too. You know what I mean?
So, when it comes to where you ultimately see your company going, what would satisfy you? What is it, or what company that you would be working with, or what is it that you would need to see in order to say I made it to the top? This is where I want it to be.
That's a tough question. I'm not really sure. I just kind of set a goal and I reach it, and then I set another goal. I to be honest, I don't really know. I think if I had 3 lowriders parked in the garage and 2 more houses, I think that's where I would want to be.
No, for real, because not everybody wants to like be the it brand that like the next like lowrider merch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like lowrider magazine, the like not like lowrider like merch because or the next FB County. Not everybody wants to do that. Some people are okay with it just being a you know what I just want to be able to buy a house, another house with this, and we're good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll put it like this. I've been like so hungry for the past 20 years that it keeps me working. So I'm these next 20 years of my life, I'm like, I don't want to work that much anymore. Like, I just want to like do what I'm doing and be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to work the way I worked the last 20 years for the next 20 years, basically.
Right. Now I have a
It's a
question for you. And if you answer this question the way I think you're going to, I'm going to be jealous again. Is this your primary income?
Um, yes. I don't. That's
Why
funny
you
because
guys
a
do
lot of
that
people
shit?
always ask, me, like, what else do you do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I never get that because a lot of people ask me that. Like, what else do you do? And I'm like, nothing. I just print shirts. Like, so yeah, it is.
'Cause when we interviewed Bristock a couple of weeks ago, he said the same thing. He's like I have my businesses, and I will not run the risk of quitting my. I cannot do it because I'm afraid of instability. But I admire entrepreneurs who are able to just say, I'm just gonna go all in and fuck my job, whatever it is, I'm gonna make this happen. And the fact that you've been doing this for 20 years is absolutely, like I admire you for that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, I left my job in 2005. I was working fast food at that time. So,
wow.
but yeah,
Says a lot, bro. That says a lot to do that, and you know what I mean, sustain and do that. Like some people would be running back to get a job or whatever. You know what I mean? So for you to keep that up, bro, that's inspirational in itself. So I know you got to make this happen, and you know, gotta go there, like you said, to where it works for you now. You already put in the work. Now the work you put in should work for you. You know what I mean? That's the goal, bro.
yeah,
Like, do you ever stop and ask your or and tell yourself like you're actually like the shit when it comes to what you do to have built from the bottom and worked your way up and be able to survive off of this?
I don't, I don't know. I just, nah, like I don't know. I'm just a basic person. Like I'm not trying to be better than anybody. I just have my personal goals and I'm gonna reach them. But
But
you
it's
know,
not necessarily that to be able to build a brand on your own. That doesn't make you cocky because you congratulate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot. Running a business is not easy. And to be able to have a printing business and your own brand and having all the followers that you have and making the money that you're making, like that's an accomplishment. Like you never sit down, just pat yourself on the back sometimes and be like, I did this shit.
but see, that's the reason why I said like, now I'm just trying to slow down because yeah, I've never done that because I'm like, well, I still haven't reached my goal. I still haven't reached my goal. So that's why I've been learning to be content with what's happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But at
I
the
don't.
same
Yeah,
time, once you become content, then you kind of like kind of fall off a little bit. So I like the fact that you're constantly trying to reach a new goal.
yeah, but at the same time, right now, I'm like trying to. I would say, like necessarily, I guess, like maybe an exit strategy is my next 20 years. I would say not necessarily like get out complete, but my exit strategy is like let's go to work for 20 hours a week and still be able to produce the same amount that I'm doing now, but only for 20 hours a week. Like
Mm,
that's where I'll be content, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, but
20, but
I don't know if I could say I'm proud of myself because I'll just have a new goal and I'll try to reach that.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
I'm glad for you for 2024. We got some great stuff coming. Like you said, he has a gang of new designs coming out that people can look at and look forward to. I'm looking forward to it as well. And like I said, people, you can go on the website now and check out what he has. He has some dope stuff. I personally like the original shirts for the men's, but the women has a dope line, man. The women's stuff is crazy. Fly, you know what I mean? Like you see Deandra has hers on now. It's like the line is dope. So please check that out, ladies.
So where can we catch you next when it comes to pop-ups?
So I'll probably the first show I'll be doing is probably Arizona for the Lowrider show, which is I think it's in February. Yeah, it'll probably be the first one. After that, I think there's a show in the convention center, like a tattoo show in March. And then I don't even know. I just kind of wait like a month before, 2 months before, and I'm like, all right, let's go to this one. Let's do this one. But yeah.
Are you hitting all the lowrider shows this year, or just certain ones?
Just certain ones.
The lowrider experience shows.
Yeah, I always do LA, Arizona, and Vegas. Those are the only three that I usually hit.
Oh, I haven't done Arizona yet. I've only done LA and Vegas.
I think Arizona is the best one.
Is it? I heard that.
Yeah.
What is it about the Arizona one? What up, Dev?
I have no idea. I guess there's more people. There's a lot of people at that one. So I think that's why. Plus, no, you know why too? So for a while, Arizona was the only one that sold beer. But until recently, I think only last year, LA started selling beer. And maybe even 2 years ago, they started selling beer in California. But before, like 2-3 years ago, they weren't selling beer. And there's only one was Arizona was selling beer. And I think that's why there was more money out there.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because people were just like, oh, give me like 3 of them. Give me 4 of them, you know?
Yeah, once you get a little buzz, you're willing to spend money for, like, a little more.
Yeah, especially when you're talking to them like, oh, hey, how's your day? Like, they just feel comfortable because I'm never trying to make a sale. I'm just like, hey, how's your day, you know? And, you know, my go-to question is like, so which shirt you like? And 9 times out of 10, they point to one, and I'll be like, all right, you look like an extra large. So, you know, but I'll never sell you. I'll just always like, I'll just make you feel good about talking about the day, you know?
Yeah. Anything else you got over there, G-Lew?
Nah, man, he pretty much told us about. I'm just looking forward to the new stuff, and like I said, again, I want the original. I hope you stay just consistent for the OGs and the guys that want that still. You know what I mean? We have a line over there with you, man, with some of the original stuff and the stuff you had, like you represent now for the '90s and all that. You know what I mean? Just I hope you keep that there.
Yeah. No, thanks.
We really appreciate you coming on, babe, and like just giving us this interview. Your story is inspirational for sure.
Oh no, thank you guys. Like I said, like not a lot of people ask me, and so I appreciate that you asked me, and thank you. So.
Oh, inspiring, brother. You know what I mean? You inspire. Hey, that's what I want to ask you too. One more thing. What would you say to a youngster out there, or someone young or old, that wants to have desires to get into the clothing game and wants to, take the first step? What would you tell them, or any inspiration or any good thing you could tell them, good or bad, or get started?
Well, I always tell everybody the same thing. If you want to start a brand, if you're willing to sit in 120 degree weather 10 to 20 times without making no money, then you're ready. I always tell everybody that because I don't know, they gotta know that it ain't easy. Like, it just takes time, right. And it takes effort, and you just gotta keep pushing and without giving up. And that's what I see. Like, a lot of dudes come and they're like, I want to make a brand. I'm like, all right, cool. And they're all excited. They're all jazzed and everything. And like I said, I do a lot of shows, and they're just sitting behind the table. They're not talking to anyone. And then they wonder why they didn't sell anything, like.
Right.
And sales is not about selling. It's just about talking to people. Like,
building relationships with your clientele.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything about your product. Just like, how's your day going? Like, oh, it's cool. Like, you guys enjoying the show? Yeah. Oh, you know what? Well, check me out. Here's a sticker. If you guys, if you like anything that you see, let me know. If not, have a good day. And that's it. Like, That's all it is. It's just talking, just saying hello, basically.
Yeah, that's nobody talks about the promotional part too. Like
Yeah,
just little stuff that you want to have on the table in order to kind of, even if they don't take anything, hey, here's a sticker, here's a keychain, here's whatever, because that's the way that they'll remember you.
yeah, and like I said, 9 out of 10 vendors just sit there and wait for sales to come. Like
Hey,
I don't know.
you think people got lazy like after the pandemic and all that, where they ain't used to being out there outside like that and having to talk to the people hand to hand, like they're used to just online, so they don't. Some may not even know how to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I've been doing shows for 20 years. It's always been like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, even sometimes, but I even see another mistake. Sometimes I've been to shows where there's like 20 dudes hanging around the booth, and they're all in their own zone, all jazz hyped up, like, oh yeah, we're gonna kill it. But they ignore everybody that walks by their table because they're so hyped up about being there. And I'm like, well, they ain't paying attention to nobody. Like,
Damn, if you paying 10 racks, you better be there doing something. Shit.
Like a lot of times when you do the shows that we do, like the Loretta experience and stuff like that, it's like a big old like a homie fest. So everybody's there to kind of like party and they forget that they're there to work.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see, especially a lot with a lot of the streetwear brands, like the guy brands. You see that a lot. It's like 20 deep, 10 deep, and they're just right there like chilling and drinking and stuff like that. But the product ain't moving because they're not talking to people.
Yeah, they're
Right.
just excited to be there. Like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
But again, thank you for all of your knowledge and for interviewing with us. You did an amazing job, and hopefully your brand continues to grow more and more to where you can finally reach that goal and just be able to at some point just have someone else take it over and you can just relax.
That part.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
But
you.
thank you again for coming on. So next week, next week, G-Lew, you
What's up?
may
What?
you
What?
she a shit show because next week we're having on Gunny. He's a rapper out of Connecticut, and
Okay.
he has a brand called For the Fam, but it's gonna be a lot of jokes and bullshit because he's my brother.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
It's gonna be a lot of back and forth, so just be prepared.
It should be fun. Looking forward to it. So everyone tune in next week. Same time, same place, changing the game. G-Lew, Deandra Chanel. Tell them about where they can tap in with you to the website and all that to get your stuff, Deandra.
Oh, me? So it's DeandraChanel.com or IG Deandra Chanel Designs. And if you don't find me there, then on my personal IG, Coco Chanel 86. And you too, Mike.
Oh, OG Family.
Your website, all that. Where can they find you?
OG Family. OGFamily.com. You find me there.
All right.
Family, right there, y'all. Make sure you check them out. Much love and respect, homie. Big Mike, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Much
All
love.
right. And for next week,
Yeah, shout out to the homie Mike, OG Family. Anything else you want to leave him with before we get out of here, Deandra? Take us out of here.
we are good to go. So as far as Deandra Chanel goes, we got some good stuff coming up. I'm gonna come out with a couple of designs that I don't want to talk about yet. But in March we will be at the Loretta Experience in Long Beach, and then we'll be doing Vegas again this year. So hopefully we see you guys out there March 9th at the Loretta Experience at the Long Beach Convention Center.
Dope. That's dope. That's dope. Looking forward to that. And everyone out there, happy holidays. You know, I mean, whatever you guys are doing this holiday, have a great holiday. Spend time with your family. Much love and respect. And we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Shout out to DD Hairston, our producer, for making things happen. Check her out. Yeah, what up, DD? Check out her books at Amazon.com. Also, check out her YouTube page, DD Hairston 100, and check her out on Conversations in the Hookah Lounge right here on Saturday nights. Okay. With that being said, we up out of here, y'all. Have a great rest of your week. Much love and respect.
Buddy.
Happy holidays. Peace. We are Out of here.
Ain't no stopping us now, we back cracking. On the move, trying to prove that we still active. We spent years turning plays into action. Now we sit back and watch it all happen. I do reality rap, ain't no capping. So if you ain't hearing from me, it never happened. Nowadays these half-ass rappers is only a fraction. Since they like to mumble they rhymes, they close captions. I keep my shit original, ain't no clashing. Stay fly, I don't need no stylist for the fashion. Everlasting, sipping thug passion. Looking for a lady I can settle down and crash with. I don't carry the cash, I use plastic. Keep my shit in liquid so the equity of masses. 25-8, mean I'm never missing classes. You haters can't picture me rolling, you need glasses. Greatest of all time, similar to Cassius. Daddy in my life, but I still was a pastor.
Ain't no stopping us now. We on the